everybody.
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming here tonight. He said that I am a Sufi and a folk singer from Pakistan. I am not sure how much that's true. I sing, and I am from Pakistan, where I'm based. I have my own interpretation or my own understanding of Sufism and Sufi music, and I think as everyone does. So today, Sufism in Pakistan at least has also become a very fashionable word. And you have all sorts of products which are sold in the name of Sufism, like Sufi soap and Sufi cooking oil. And so you have Sufi music also. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. I am inspired by the folk music of that part of the world, Pakistan and the Indian subcontinent. And for me, the poetry which people call Sufi in Pakistan, which is in the local languages of Punjabi, Sindhi, Saraiki, Pashto, and so on. This is poetry of humanism, which talks about the human condition and sees the human being stripped bare of race and religion and color and language. So for me, Sufi is actually connected to humanism, and therefore I think that for me, Leonard Cohen's poetry is Sufi poetry for me also, or Bob Marley's poetry is Sufi poetry for me also. But in the Pakistani tradition of Sufi music, we will start tonight's evening by praising, invoking the name of Shahbaz Qalandar, who was one of the most famous Sufi saints from Pakistan, whose shrine is in Sindh, in the province of Sindh, and is the largest festival every year is held there with hundreds of thousands of people coming over there over a period of 3-4 days. And Shahbaz Qalandar, or Usman Marwandi, he was also called Mast Qalandar, which means the intoxicated dervish. Qalandar means dervish. And because he was always said to be intoxicated with love. So this song calls upon I, to drink the cup of the Qalandar, to drink from the cup of the dervish. नहीं मिटते दुख के साए, मेरा पल पल मन घबराए। नहीं मिटते दुख के साए, मेरा पल पल मन घबराए। हल कर दे मुश्किल मेरी, तूने सारे रोग मिटाए। हल कर दे मुश्किल मेरी, तूने सारे रोग मिटाए। सहारा है मेरा नामे कलंदर, सहारा है मेरा नामे कलंदर। तलुए सहर है शामे कलंदर, तलुए सहर है शामे कलंदर। उठो रिंदो, उठो रिंदो, पियो जामे कलंदर। तलुए सहर है शामे कलंदर, तलुए सहर है शामे कलंदर। कलंदर झूलला, कलंदर सोनला, कलंदर जीवला, कलंदर सोनला। ओ पीयूं मैं और झूमे सारे, आए हैं राज दुआरे। पीयूं मैं और झूमे सारे, आए हैं राज दुआरे। इस दर पे झूमे नाचे, सारी रात ये चांद सितारे। इस दर पे झूमे नाचे, सारी रात ये चांद सितारे। सितारों का, सितारों का है घर शामे कलंदर। तलुए सहर है शामे कलंदर, तलुए सहर है शामे कलंदर। उठो हस्ती में है शाहबाज की मस्ती शामिल अल्लाह की हस्ती में है शाहबाज की मस्ती शामिल जो हर पल बोले लाल लाल है पीर उसी का कामिल जो हर पल बोले लाल लाल है पीर उसी का कामिल कहीं आका कहीं आका कहीं मौला कहीं है राम कलंदर तलुए सर है शामे कलंदर तलुए सर है शामे कलंदर सुने सबकी सदा नामे कलंदर सुने सबकी सदा नामे कलंदर तलुए सर है शामे कलंदर तलुए सर है शामे कलंदर उठो रिंदो प्रियो जामे कलंदर तलुए सर है शामे कलंदर तलुए सर है शामे कलंदर कलंदर झूलेलाल कलंदर सोनालाल कलंदर जीवेलाल कलंदर सोनालाल कलंदर झूलेलाल कलंदर सोनालाल कलंदर जीवेलाल कलंदर सोनालाल On the djembe, this is Hassan Mohyeddin, who's Hassan has been based here for the last year or 2 years now.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. And he's performed with me in Pakistan and with a lot of other people. And he's a tabla player basically, and who also plays with his mother, who's a very renowned dancer of classical music, Nahid Siddiqui. And his father is also a renowned actor, Zia Mohyeddin. So it's a very talented family. And
It's a very talented family.
it is.
I'm talking about this
Oh,
one.
this one. And this is Gurpreet Singh from Canada, originally from the Punjab. And Gurpreet I met 2 years ago in Pakistan when during the Coke Studio music sessions, and he'd come with this Canadian-based band Josh as their percussionist, and then we had a lovely night in my hotel room. And then
So please, we don't,
no,
that's
no,
enough,
no,
that's
no.
enough.
and then I was surprised to find him in London, so we've been hanging out over here. So, and Tabbish will also probably join us in a bit, who's also studying here, and who we've also jammed in Islamabad a couple of times. So let's see how things go. Otherwise, it'll just turn into a drum circle. Baba Bhulle Shah is a very famous poet from Punjab, and a very controversial poet. And he's quoted very often today when we have a problem of radicalism and of a very narrow and exclusive understanding of religion. And Baba Bhulle Shah was so controversial even in his lifetime that when he died, he came and settled in the city of Kasur in Punjab. And when he died, the local cleric, the local Muslim cleric refused to allow him to be buried there. So he had to be buried outside the town of Kasur. But his shrine became so popular because people would just gather there and sing his verses and play music that soon the town started spreading around his shrine. So today if you go to Kasur, his shrine is in the central part of Kasur. So this is a poem by Baba Bhulle Shah. Whether you know it or not, you are coming into my courtyard. I am sacrificed to you, you are coming into my courtyard. It's an all-embracing song. And before he says, learning from the rote of books, you call yourself a scholar. Holding the sword in your hand, you call yourself a warrior. doing the rounds of Makkah and Medina, you call yourself a pilgrim. But what have you achieved, Bhulle Shah, if you have not remained true to your friend? पढ़ पढ़ इल्म किताबां दा तू नाम रख लिया काजी पढ़ पढ़ इल्म किताबां दा तू नाम रख लिया काजी हथ विच फड़ के तलवारां तू नाम रख लिया गाजी मक्के मदीने घूम आया तू नाम रख लिया हाजी बुल्ला तू की हासिल कीता जे यार ना रखिया राजी There's a very famous ghazal which was sung by a very famous classical musician, a classical singer from Pakistan called Ustad Amanat Ali Khan. So I've tried to transpose that ghazal on the guitar, slightly changing the rag and adding in a jazz feel to it. Originally it's in Malkos rag, but this is the way I do it, it's Chandrakos. And the song says that he who does not have love for sur is a beautiful word in our language, which means note, the pure note, melody. But the pure note is the sur. So who does not have love for the sur is not alive. He's not a human being, he's like a dead idol. Sur is what makes one human. Sur is what connects us to the All-Merciful, to the Rahman. And you know, there's this philosophy about the sur, that your whole life is spent in trying to arrive at the perfect sur. Because when you think you've got it, and then you listen to it under a microscope, and then what you thought was a dot turns into a smudge. And then again you're looking for the center, you're searching for the center of that smudge. So it's an endless journey to try to get the perfect note. प्यार